show you the fingerings and then play it for you just like I pretty much do with the other videos. So here we go. Once we get to this E, now we have ourselves in a predicament because we need to get to F sharp and then we got to get to the G. So I'm going to show you a couple of fingerings for F sharp that allows us to easily get to the G. So the fingering for G I'm going to use is the one that, if you've seen any of my videos, this is my favorite fingering. It is exactly like B natural. You add the high F sharp key. Piece of cake. Super, super easy. Thing is, it's a little awkward when you're coming from F sharp. Now, I rarely ever use the palm key F sharp, like the palm keys with the high F sharp key. I rarely ever use this fingering for F sharp. So what we're gonna do is add a key to the G fingering that I just showed you. So we got our B natural, high F sharp key, and what you can do is add the 4 key in order to play F sharp. So we got, you can hear that the timbre is a little different. The intonation is a little different, but it's very adjustable. So we use our palm key F sharp. Another variation on this fingering is exactly like the G I just showed you, 1 and the high F sharp key, but instead of adding the 4 key, we just add the bis key. This is the one that I use a lot. I think you get a much better sound. Palm F sharp. Bis key added to the G fingering F sharp. 1, 4 and high F sharp key F sharp. So I'll just play it from the palm D. Piece of cake. First thing I'll do is show you the fingerings and then I'll play the scale for you. So we got our G, my favorite one, 1 high F sharp key with A. I use 2, 3 and G sharp. I like to call this a vented G sharp. It is exactly like G sharp with the first finger up. I call that a vented finger. So vented G sharp or 2, 3 and G sharp key in order to play A. For B natural, if you checked out some of my other videos, you know that I use this fingering for B natural, which is the E flat key, along with either the C or the G key. In this case, because of how the B natural is going to lead to the C and the D, all I'm going to do is just use the E flat key in order to play that note. That note will tend to push sharp, so I'm going to be careful to make sure that I have my embouchure and my airspeed set right, so that way that note doesn't run up to the stratosphere. So after the B natural, which is played with this E flat key, all I do is add the side E in order to play C, and then I can hold all that down and then I can go to the front in order to play D. Sounds like this. Piece of cake, man. It's very easy, it's very fluent right there in that section. So in order to play E, all I do is just add the 5 key by itself. So after I come from that D, I go to play E with just the 5 key. For F sharp, you know, I have a variety of fingers for F sharp if you checked out my other videos. Back to the E flat key. So it's like I overblow that B natural in order to play the F sharp with this key right here. This F sharp fingering, usually when my reeds start to go, that note is the first one that just starts to get weird. And then for G, 2, 3 by itself without that G sharp key that I showed you for A. So the G above Altissimo G, 2 and 3. So the scale sounds like this. Piece of cake, man. A child could do it.